Many of us recoiled when America's determination to supersize everything first became apparent. We're not that silly, we thought. Fact is, we're rapidly catching up, not just at the fast food chains, which are the target for every do-gooder in the nation, even though much of the population eats at their restaurants. Supersizing is working its way into just about everything. A revealing investigation by Jackie Quist.
It's the Trump Tower of burgers. Comprising 8 stories of beef, it's McDonald's so-called double pounder. It's not on the menu, but it is available if you ask. And there's the supersized Hungry Jack's Whopper, also available on request. Dietitian Karen Inge.
I really think that having a serving size like this and having such a large portion, people have completely lost sense of what normal eating is.
By Karen's calculations, the double pounder contains at least 240 grams of fat and 11,700 kilojoules. That's the recommended amount for 3 men for a whole day. As for the Whopper,
it has about 4 patties and cheese to go with that. So it contains about 130 grams of fat and about 8,300 kilojoules. It's more than twice the amount of fat that a woman would eat in a day.
Big burgers, big serves, big waistlines. The latest research suggests our portions are ballooning out of proportion.
Well, we're certainly catching up to the US. Our portions over the last 2 decades have been increasing quite dramatically. The muffin, I just can't get over how big or how much bigger these muffins are going to get.
Karen says even the humble croissant is now quite a hefty snack.
Our croissants are fairly large. I mean, if you look at the French croissant, the average size is really much smaller.
And when we go to the movies, we don't think twice about ordering popcorn. Lots of it.
I see people walking in and you can barely see them. They've got these buckets which are actually filled with popcorn. I mean, it's totally unnecessary.
A cup of popcorn can be a healthy snack, but one of these buckets contains 5.5 litres or 22 cups of popcorn, enough to feed 2 soccer teams.
That bucket would be near enough to the total kilojoule requirement for a day for some people.
But wait, the giant soft drink accompanying the popcorn contains 1 whole litre of Coke. And that litre contains 21 teaspoons of sugar or 1,800 kilojoules. No wonder we're a nation with an obesity epidemic. Dr Mukesh Haikerwal from the Australian Medical Association.
Some studies put us as more obese per capita than the USA and others obviously at number 2. But still, it's not a good place to be.
Junk food aside, it seems we've even lost sight of how much we should eat for dinner. Karen says the average dinner plate for the average person should look like this, but it seems few would be satisfied with such a trifling amount.
A bit light on.
Well, it's just too small. Probably another potato and a thick meat.
I'm not exactly a skinny guy, so I don't think that would satisfy me.
Chef Adrian Richardson of La Luna Restaurant says he would typically serve a steak this size, around 320 grams, but says men in particular will often want much more.
I've served 1.5 kilos of steak on a plate and he ate the whole thing.
We seem to copy the system of the Americans where there's not enough, never enough food on the plate.
Famous French chef Jacques Raymond believes Australia should follow the European style of eating, which generally involves smaller portions eaten more frequently.
They are pretty slim because they don't eat such big meals at once and they have a better balance in the diet.
I don't think you can legislate on how big portions can be. But I think people have to themselves say, I will leave some food on my plate.
I hope that this burger will only be requested by people who are trying to, make a joke or share it with another 7 people.
Jackie Quist reporting.